You boys look like a weird heavy metal band.
Yes, we are a band.
Really?
Yeah.
So what you play?
Symphonic post-apocalyptic reindeer grinding, Christ abusing, extreme war pagan Fennoscandic metal.
Right. Really interesting.
What up, everyone? DJ Anubis.
And DJ Neko, I was dancing to our intro.
Here with you on the Meltdown Radio podcast, doing another trailer reaction, this time for 2024's Wicked.
Which I have
a lot of memories.
Well, here's the thing. I'm scared because I have never been lucky enough to see it live, ever.
On Broadway.
On Broadway or a traveling show. I was lucky enough to see somehow back in like 2002 or 3, someone had a bootleg copy of the original Broadway cast doing Wicked, and I got to see that. But I've worn out that CD. Like,
when you all did it, was it Wicked or was it just Wizard of Oz?
I've never done the Wizard of Oz.
But Jordan played the Witch.
The Witch.
Yeah. Was that for Wicked? I can't remember.
No, that was the original Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
I really would have liked to be Glinda.
Yeah.
You're out of the woods, you're out of the sun, you're out of the light. Step into the sun. Anyway,
so this is.
This is a big deal for me.
Yes.
Because like the original.
And what's her name?
What? Kristen Chenoweth?
Yes, I can never pronounce her name.
I love Kristen Chenoweth. She was the original Glinda, and so this is 20 years ago. So she was my age back then. And she has this really high and easily, like, very, very just I couldn't even do it, but she has a very, very distinct voice. But Idina Menzel, who she was in the original cast for Rent. She was in the DVD for Rent too, that I've worn out as well. She also, for all you parents out there, if you have kids that like the movie Frozen, she plays Elsa, the Ice Queen. She's the main character in Frozen, so she has an amazing, amazing voice. So, granted, they are all now close to my age, and there's also a book, Wicked, that I read. This is kind of a prequel to The Wizard of Oz that was conceptualized after all of the Wizard of Oz books were done. And it was probably the late 90s when this book was written, and also early 2000s, late 90s when the musical was conceptualized and actually went to Broadway. And
now pause for a minute.
Sure.
So it's directed by John M. Chu, cast as Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande, Michelle Yeoh, and Jeff Goldblum are the more notable names, although we're not very familiar with Erivo's work, but we're pretty sure she's playing the witch.
Yes, because Ariana Grande is
Glinda.
But
now,
Glinda.
I'm going to get your thoughts on this. So the plot doesn't really tell me what it's about. It just says after 2 decades as one of the most beloved and enduring musicals on stage, Wicked makes its long-awaited journey to the big screen as a spectacular, generation-defining cinematic event this holiday season. So for the rest of us, like me and whoever else is watching this, what is the actual story of Wicked? What does it detail?
Glinda, and her name is Elphaba, who is the Wicked Witch of the West. They're in school together. And God, I'm trying to think of the boy's name that Glinda ends up with, but it's always about a boy. Nessa is, I believe, the Wicked Witch of the East. She has no arms.
That's crazy.
And God, it's been so long that I've sat with Wicked. But so they're in school. This is them, in college, high school, college age. And at one point, New Kid on the Block, Joey, played Fiero on Broadway. And I have a feeling that's who Jonathan Bailey is. He's playing Fiero. I'm hoping they stay true to the musical because the musical itself is much different than the book. The book is dark, actually.
You got Grande in here, so I'm sure it's going to be musically.
Well, it is a musical, but like the book itself is very dark, just like most of the Wizard of Oz books are dark. But like when you see the original Wizard of Oz, it's really fucking dark. But I mean, flying monkeys, it's even crazier in the books. And then if you've ever seen Return to Oz, which came out in the 80s, that's really fucking creepy. So this book and this musical, the music is crazy. Like first, you know, Glinda and Elphaba, they're like roommates, they hate each other, and there's a great song about that, and then they become friends, and then there's a boy, and then like it's
drama.
It's just a typical drama, like, but it makes you start realizing you know, maybe the Wicked Witch went wicked and was misunderstood. I might even read the book again because it's been a while.
Prepare yourself.
Prepare myself. So
it's still a ways away in November, so it's got some time.
They might have just been doing some promo stuff, and if they're gonna like,
well, this did get aired during the Super Bowl, but we had it on kind of like a low volume, and everybody was talking, so we didn't really spent a lot of time checking it out. We saw some glimpses here and there. But...
So like one of the really famous songs is Defying Gravity, that Elphaba sings, which was Idina Menzel, who also was Elsa in Frozen. And so I don't know Cynthia.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. And it's a very, very hard song to sing. I always joke because I love Mamma Mia. I love the movie, even though the movie in the musical and everything about it is cheesy. I'm like, there are so many attractive older men who can sing. Why they had Pierce Brosnan in that movie who could not sing? Why couldn't they pick just? I mean, like
he did act very well.
He acted very well, but like, I mean, come on, get Donny Osmond. He's the same age as Pierce Brosnan, and he is handsome, and he sings. He's a singer. Put him in there. So I get worried because one thing I really like about the Rent DVD movie, it's almost identical, what is as best as they could, to the true Broadway musical that came out in the late 80s. And most of the people who are in that, which Idina Menzel is as well, were in the original Broadway cast, and they made their way back to the movie, so it felt very authentic and the same. This again is 20 some years later from when so it's hard to portray college, high school, college age people when you're 40. So of course they're going to go younger. I look at the picture and I feel like Ariana Grande, she's
embodies.
Yeah, she's feeling Kristen Chenoweth, but like Cynthia doesn't look like Idina, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean she can't sing, and it doesn't mean she doesn't have her own spin on the character at all.
Right.
I just like, when you're a purist, and the people I used to hang around with when I did musical theater, we were obsessed with this. It's really funny because they were also obsessed with Les Mis at the same time, because the movie came out and Les Mis is beloved, but I have never been a Les Mis fan. I don't like it.
Didn't that still win some awards though?
Of course it did. And it even has My One Girl that I absolutely love, but I can't.
It had Hugh Jackman in it.
It had Hugh Jackman. It had what's her name?
I'm trying to think. Is it
It's the girl who's in The Devil Wears Prada, opposite of Emily Blunt.
Garner?
No. It's gonna kill me now.
I was thinking of somebody else. I was thinking
anyway.
The blonde.
No, dark haired girl.
I don't remember.
Anyway, but also like, this is another reason why sometimes musicals going to movies can be hard, because like, I love the musical Cats.
No.
I absolutely love the musical Cats, and I have a Broadway, like my DVD of Cats is Cats, like, but it was recorded on stage. When they tried to do Cats and get cute with it and make it all weird, I thought it was going to be amazing because there were some great actors and singers in it, and it was just weird.
Had Elba in it, had Swift. Yeah.
And
All right. Well,
Jennifer Hudson,
let's go check this out.
Okay.
See what we got. Here we go. Wicked.
We're gonna sing? Mhm.
Wicked. Not the Ice Cube version.
The best way to bring folks together
Something has changed within me.
is to give them a real good enemy.
You're green. I am. Something
Oh, see, she looks good there.
Something
Oh,
just
this is
takes over
Defying
me.
Gravity, the song.
And when it does, bad things happen. Once
Hi,
you
monkey.
learn to harness your emotions, the sky's the limit.
Bring her to me.
Don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. It's the wizard who should be afraid of me.
Okay.
It wasn't bad. Like that's like one of the harder like parts to sing.
No, obviously it's so early, so that's probably more like a teaser at this point. So we'll probably get like a more full one down the road.
I don't want to say it. I wanna go into it
blind.
But like the way she said that's like
So now we did see the wizard and look like the Tin Man and Lion. So I don't know if that's like a
it's kind of
vision
like
of something to come or
no, it's just they're kind of like a back piece towards like the middle to end of the story.
okay. So they do
This is all
eventually
this
show
is all
up.
told from the like side of the Wicked Witch of the West. You know,
But now
was she always wicked?
right,
No,
no, it doesn't
showing-
look like it.
Yeah, she was not always wicked. She was forced into wickedness for different reasons, and you know, it's always some kind of catalyst. I mean, we were
Well, I can guess now it's probably going to be due to skin color.
Oh God, I hope they don't do that because
They're
that's
gonna
not
do
that's
it.
not what the book was about. The book was, you know,
I mean, well, if you're trying to think of what the catalyst would be, because she is green, I didn't see anybody else like off color there.
no, she's the only green person, and I don't even remember they described it at the beginning of the book, but I don't remember how she became green, and
I mean, hopefully they don't make it that blatant. Like, you want to be able to go in and
the
enjoy
catalyst
it.
in the book. It just started like whatever two girls fight about, and you know, it's boys. It's she.
Well, they did show
she was
some
in
boy in there. I don't know who he is.
Fiero, but it's the power struggle, like where she said like the wizard better watch out for me, like kind of thing, because she's realizing that she has power and she knows that the wizard is a fraud, like underneath. And Glinda has power too, because you know you've seen the Wizard of Oz, so this is like, you know, an Emerald City adventure. There's a song called One Sweet Day in the Emerald City. So I am very excited. I hope they do it up like the way a movie musical should be, because if you've ever seen like think old movie musicals, like the stuff that Judy Garland used to do, besides you know,
singing in the rain.
Like Singing in the Rain, and you've got like Fred Astaire, like those old movie musicals would really put the musical on screen really, really well. But you know, it's hard to take, like, I'll give you a perfect example, and I still love the movie Chicago. It's a whole different stage experience. 42nd Street, even though I've seen the old movie of 42nd Street, it is an entire different experience. A chorus line I have never been able to see live on stage, and even though it was like one of the longest running, you know, musicals, it's hard to take like what you see. Perfect example, Phantom of the Opera. They use the entire theater. Like the Phantom is like swinging off of chandeliers. He's like popping up, like climbing up the fucking curtains and stuff. And you don't really get that experience when you watch it on TV. It's kind of a little bit boring. It's just about a dude who's like pining after this woman because his face got burnt and he's kind of like skulking. But when you get the cool effects that you get in the theater, it's a lot different. So I am going into this because I have never actually physically sat in a theater and seen Wicked, and I'm sure they're going to start touring it again soon because of the movie. This is going to be a fresh experience for me, but if you do go to a really, really, really good showing of something, it's, sometimes it's hard to top that.
Yeah. Well, give us your thoughts in the comment section if you are looking forward to
nerd out
this.
on musical theater.
She knows her shit, right? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate the support. Coming up tomorrow, I will be guesting on the Fat Samurai Guy channel as we do a versus between the Transporter as well as the Beekeeper. Friday, Neko and I will be doing a couple of things, hopefully. One, guesting on the Entertainment Headquarters with Kevin Lambert to discuss and review Monarch, the Legacy of
we gotta watch
Monsters.
them all again, all over.
And then hopefully we can get another podcast in to review King Diamond's Them on Classic Reflections. It's about time that we kind of got back into some of that. And then Saturday, I have plans to have some special guests as I discuss Godzilla and some of the misinformed opinions about.
When is what Saturday?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't have to be a part of that one, but that was just something that I had set up because I want to talk about it, react to a video with some of the boys.
Oh my.
So yeah, so we'll be doing that and just more shit coming down the pipeline. I'm gonna try to get some interviews lined up and stuff like that. So thank you all for the support. Again, hit the like button if you enjoy the content and subscribe to the channel. We will see you next time here on the Metal Tavern podcast.